Hello, folks. This is Alan Ibrahim from AMA Boston. I just wanted to say a few things before the episode to introduce my wonderful guest. Earlier this week, a chance encounter on Twitter put me in touch with Vladimer Botsvadze. He's a marketer and social media influencer based in Dubai, and he's a very unique individual, as you're going to hear, with a ton of experience and insights and awards to his name. And personally, I learned a lot talking to Vladimer, and I could listen to him rattle off achievements all day, but I was also able to sneak in just a couple of crucial questions that hopefully people can learn from and build their own personal brand similar to him. Worth mentioning as well, Vladimer requested that the video version of this be published in addition to the audio version. So if you're listening to the audio one on your podcast platform of choice, do check out the AMA Boston YouTube channel. We do come up if you just search AMA Boston, and you'll see a video version of the podcast there. So there are a couple moments where we reference things that he's holding up, and so you'll be able to see that if you check out the video version. Make sure to subscribe to that channel as well, as we post more videos, more clips, etc. Lastly, before I turn over to the episode, I also want to point folks over to our sponsorship team here at AMA Boston. If you are interested in sponsoring an episode of Talking Marketing, please email sponsorship@amaboston.org for opportunities. And as I mentioned at the bottom of the episode, the AMA Boston job board over at amaboston.org is a wonderful place for recruiters to post jobs for their marketing positions, as well as aspiring marketers to start their job search. Maybe someday you'll end up like a Vladimer and have all sorts of accolades. With all of that out of the way, please enjoy my conversation with Vladimer. Hello and welcome back to Talking Marketing, an AMA Boston podcast where we interview marketing professionals about what makes them tick, their adventures, and advice that they can impart to young marketers out there in the world. I'm the VP of Content for AMA Boston, Alan Ibrahim, and on today's episode, I'm happy to introduce Vladimer Botsvadze. He's a global marketing leader, a keynote speaker, a mentor, and a master of the personal brand. Vladimer, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Alan. It is a pleasure to be on your podcast, and I'm delighted to share my best insights with you today.
Excited to have you. Yeah, this was a sort of magical connection that we found through Twitter after AMA mentioned you. And it's been a long time coming, but we've managed to make the episode happen. So I'm happy to have
you. Twitter is like a cocktail party for the business world, where we can join conversations, we can build meaningful relationships, and we can have a win-win partnership,
Absolutely. It's collaborative.
Yes, very collaborative. Whereas it is vice versa on LinkedIn, because everyone is competing, everyone is like boasting, everyone is like taking the center stage and, just for attention. But it is vice versa on Twitter, I'm so proud of my journey, and I embarked on my incredible Twitter journey in 2014. When I started tweeting from scratch, and I have had like an exponential growth in my career. I have become one of the best digital marketing thought leaders, and I'm alongside like Seth Godin, Gary Vee, like Neil Patel, and so many renowned influencers in the lists, influencers list. And it is truly an honor, because I truly believe that Twitter has put me on the map,
Yeah, you're walking amongst giants over there. And I wanted to start by asking a question I always like to ask people. What's, the short version of your story? How did you get to where you are today?
Yes, it's a great question. Thank you. I have 15 years of international experience with a proven track record of guiding top brands and executives worldwide to initiate change, drive growth, and position brands as market leaders in their industries. I'm regarded as one of the world's top digital transformation marketing and social media influencers, keynote speakers, thought leaders, internet personalities, startup advisors, and professors. I have enjoyed a remarkable career at the top of technology industry, and I'm recognized as one of the brightest minds in digital transformation. Based on my strong performance, I'm currently ranked as #1 global marketing thought leader by Thinkers 360. Global Gurus ranked me #3 internet marketing guru in 2022. Exelion magazine has recognized me as a transformative leader of the year, and Inside Success magazine has named me among top 10 inspiring business leaders making a difference in 2022. I have been recently interviewed and featured by Enterprise World magazine, and they recognize me among top 5 successful entrepreneurs to watch in 2022. Well, you know, it is a great honor because I never imagined like getting featured in magazines and like sharing my success story with them. But thanks God that, you know, my practical success story has been put on a pedestal by media, you know. I'm also an advisory board member of Racing Retail in Orlando, Florida, which has ranked me among top 100 global retail influencers in 2022. I'm a member of marketing judging committee of American Business Awards. I'm honored to review, judge, and score billion-dollar marketing projects of Fortune 500 brands. I have recently joined the judging panel of prolific North Marketing Awards and Digital Revolution Awards in the UK. And I have been the only international jury member of the judging panel for prolific North Marketing Awards in Manchester, you know. It is great honor because I think people, marketers from the UK are on my wavelengths because we speak the same language. Everyone innovates, everyone tweets, everyone tries to move forward. So we are in this journey together, you know. I have been also included among top 25 digital transformation influencers by Sperity. And I'm due to speak alongside Philip Kotler at Global Marketing Summit next month. I think I have been booked by so many events such as Asia Retail Summit, Social Media Club's Digital Talk Forum 2020, Africa Chatbot Summit, and so many others. I have been featured in Forbes, Bloomberg, and Yahoo Finance. I have been interviewed by World Biz Magazine, Authority Magazine, Natfluence, Irish Tech News, and so many podcasts, you know. I have become a prominent public speaker in the international speaking circuit, and I'm currently represented by more than 30 speakers bureaus throughout the world. I work with Las Vegas Speakers Bureau, All American Speakers, MSP Talent, Kruger-Konn in London, Champion Speakers, Ovations International in Australia, and so many speakers bureaus throughout the world. You know, as a speaker, I aim to leave people motivated and inspired to take action at the end of each marketing talk. And I believe in giving back as a marketing thought leader, and I work with startup accelerators throughout the world, including SeedStars in Switzerland, Epic CVC in Berlin, and Faster Capital in Dubai. My clients generated billions of dollars in revenue through my actionable marketing growth strategies, and I have been recommended by top executives from Google, MasterCard, PepsiCo, London Business Schools, and Forrester Research, and other leading global brands, you know. And, you know, what sets me apart is that my organic growth on social media. You know, I have more than 130,000 followers across my social media platforms, predominantly like Twitter, 56,000, Instagram to LinkedIn, 27,000, and Instagram more than 10,000. You know, so my efforts epitomize my success as a tech thought leader. How I turned my name into the one of the biggest personal brands and transformed and marketing industry, addressing audiences internationally, encouraging actionable change, and motivating people to become more confident. I am guaranteed to leave a lasting impact on all audiences. With a CV full of roles from global keynote speaker to an advisory board member, I possess a game-changing experience that transforms brands and builds businesses. My story teaches corporate clients the decisive social media channels for high-performing teams. You know, and I inspire organizations to put customers at the heart of everything they do. And I have been committing to inspiring business executives with my impressive career success. And I have utilized my natural entrepreneurialism to become a self-made influencer. And I prepare organizations with a new perspective on the future of marketing. And you know, I believe in giving back. I'm very audience-centric by nature. I put human beings at the forefront of everything I do, and I set the highest standards for marketing, and I deliver extraordinary results for global brands. And this is everything I hear, my story so far. And every single day I have new success, every single week, because I join like award ceremonies. I'm now invited to Lisbon Advertising Festival as a jury member. Also, I have been invited to Cork Marketing Awards in Ireland as a jury member. And I'm due to publish new books on the horizon. Well, I'm speaking at events, so many events. I work with speakers bureaus, and I have been working 16 hours a day. I think my journey has not been easy. Because I believe that I have sacrificed my personal life for my career. Because you can't catch you can't kill two birds with one stone. So I only focus on my career, only on when I wake up at like 6 a.m. I'm focused on driving my results, and I go to bed at I hit the sack at 11 p.m. So I sleep 7 hours a day, but during my day I'm focused on driving my transformation. Results for my global clients, because I take so much responsibilities. I wear so many hats, and so Twitter has put me on the global map. Twitter is like a cocktail party for the business world, and I'm a true practitioner of my craft. That is what sets me apart. And I help management teams navigate what comes next, and I share my insights that drive action and impact.
It's a lot. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. It seems like you've kind of laid out the path ahead of yourself. Something I did want to dig into, you mentioned in your in our pre-call as well as just now, is your 16 hours a day and how much you're working. And you've obviously found a lot of success with that, with 56,000 Twitter followers, for example. What are some like specific actionable pieces of advice for somebody who is trying to grow their personal brand that you would give to people listening to this show?
Building a personal brand is not a walk in the park. It takes a lot of hard work. And even if you go to Harvard, they will never teach you how to build a personal brand.
Right.
Only 1% of marketers build their personal brand because they are curious, they are open-minded. They quit rat race, and they start building a side hustle. So I turned my side hustle into profitable business.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I started from scratch on Twitter in 2014, I connected with many thought leaders in the United States. They inspired me to hit the ground running. I learned from everyone. Everyone I met with, everyone I have associated myself, with. So networking is everything these days, because through networking, you can become a billionaire. Through networking, you can become a public speaker. Through networking, you can build a personal brand. Through networking, you can build $1 billion startup. Truly.
Right.
Okay. Through networking, you can raise capital for your startup. So you can accomplish any kind of business goal through networking. So Twitter is like a apple of my eye, Yeah. People say that Twitter is dead, that Twitter does not work, and when they log in Twitter, they don't know what to tweet, how to connect. And I learned the ins and outs, how to use Twitter, in 2014, right. And I used Twitter to my advantage to gain ground, to go places, and to move up in the world. So I'm now a mover and shaker. I sit the first year. I'm ranked number one in the world, and it is a very competitive field. Very competitive. I mean, there are people. I have disrupted the biggest names in thought leadership marketing. I'm so honored. I'm also very competitive, Alan. Because I only focus on my lane. I only focus on my lane. I rarely check out what people are doing around me. No. I improve yesterday's results. That's what sets me apart.
Right.
I really rest on my laurels, and I hit the ground running, and my work ethic works wonders.
I have a question then. So, bringing yourself to the top with all of this hard work,
Yes.
does it ever, not to say does it ever get lonely at the top, but do you find you're walking amongst giants? Are you satisfied with where you've come, or is there more? Like, what is an end goal for you, I guess?
It is entrepreneurial journey is very alone, you know. I mean, you have to pedal your own canoe and stand on your own 2 feet, you know, and you have to depend only on yourself. And I have always depended on myself, and I have always put my future in my hands, you know.
Yeah.
I know that, you know, if you want to achieve anything, to become anything, you start learning through Google, you know. You can YouTube is our university, you know. I learn a lot from my colleagues, you know. I learn a lot because a lot is changing, you know. And I never say that I live in my ivory towers. No, I'm very open-minded, and my open-mindedness is my biggest strength. So I strike while the iron is hot, and I make hay while the sun shines. So every single day I get into full swing, you know.
Yeah, a lot of marketing is about, I think, responding to trends in the market and pivoting and being open-minded, as you've said. I'm wondering if you can give me just a single example of something that a way that your mindset changed in a big way, maybe in the past 5 to 10 years, something that you thought was one way and you said, oh, actually, no, it works completely differently now.
You know, I was dreaming about doing an MBA in the United States, you know. I was dreaming.
We talked about this.
Yes, I was dreaming in when I was 22, 23, 24. I mean, of course, I need to get a GMAT score and just to apply for business schools and to get a scholarship to study in the United States.
Sure.
But Twitter helped me realize that MBAs are useless. A degree just gives you nothing in a global marketplace, you know?
Yeah.
Now Twitter is my passport to the world, you know. Twitter is my passport to the world. LinkedIn is my passport to the world, you know. When I apply to become a mentor at startup accelerators, LinkedIn is my CV. Google, the web is my CV. Understand?
Yes.
The web. Google is my CV. Twitter is my CV.
Yeah, you're using the platforms to educate yourself.
Yeah, traditional CV is dead. Traditional CV is dead, but this corporate world puts like degrees on a pedestal, and that's why they go out of business, because like teenagers from Tennessee, 17 years old, building a $1 billion social network and disrupt biggest brands, whereas corporate world is not willing to download all the social media applications to understand where the consumer's attention is nowadays, you know. And you know, Alan, whoever is close to audience always wins. Whoever is close to consumers always wins, you know.
Right.
Jeff Bezos has always been to the consumers and customers. That's why he has built the biggest retail business in the world, you know. That's why, because customer centricity. Customer
centering
centricity.
The customer.
I have built my personal brand, and I have disrupted biggest names in marketing, and I have built my reputation because of audience centricity, communication. And nowadays, communication dictates everything we do nowadays, you know. If we don't communicate across 8-10 social media channels, we don't exist.
Right.
Besides, you know, when someone follows me on Twitter, and if I don't show gratitude, and if I don't make it two-way street, then it is a waste of time for me. I have showed gratitude. I show the gratitude every time someone retweeted me, liked my post, commented, showed support. You know, I'm very grateful, you know, that these people, 56,000 people, have put me on the global map, you know.
And that global map is where it sounds like you found a lot of success. And I'm curious if you think, in addition to social media, if there's something or a platform or a tool, you know, the web and social media, if besides those.
You know, it is an uphill battle, you know.
Of course it is, yeah. And it sounds like
it's an uphill battle. So you need to be ready for everything, you know. You need to be ready for everything. You need to take the bull by the horns and just to go forward, you know.
Yeah. I guess we can pivot. Also, you're talking about being a keynote speaker, and it sounds like you're very passionate and you have a lot to say without much prompting. You have a lot to say, and I'm sure that makes you a pretty proficient keynote speaker. What was your first keynote that you got to speak at, and was that scary for you at all?
Actually, It was in 2020 when I was invited to a Digital Talk Forum by Social Media Club. And I shared I talked about 10 minutes about my ethical journey, and I shared my best insights, future-proof insights, and strategy with global colleagues and audiences. And I received rave reviews. I received great recommendations. I have more than 1,000 endorsements for my skills on LinkedIn. I have more than certified LinkedIn recommendations. I have like a myriad. I won more than 200 global awards, and I mean, magazines started interviewing me. And honest to God, I never paid any dollars to magazines for featuring me, because they recognized my hard work, my sleepless night, my dedication, my devotion, my perseverance, that I work 16 hours a day, whereas people at my age, they go on vacation, they keep up with Jonases. But I have reinvested every penny in my business, I worked every day in my 20s. I worked every day in my 20s. That set me up for success in my early 30s, And word of mouth made me successful, because a satisfied customer has been backbone of my growth,
Right.
Because when brands and corporations waste their marketing money on TV, on billboards, on print, magazines, when they start working with me, they take those TV money and put into social media, and they take their success to the next level, because there are, because actually, mobile is what holds the attention of our society.
Yeah.
If brands don't know what's going on in this device, they are out of business. Mobile is what holds the attention of our society. There are 8 billion people in the world and 5.3 billion mobile users, 4.7 billion social media users. Almost the entire world lives in this device, This device is a reason why I'm successful today, why I'm a prolific public speaker, why I'm a prominent coach, why I'm a Fortune 500 consultant,
Right.
And this mobile device is a reason why billion-dollar companies have been built in the recent decade. It's a billion-dollar companies. We are talking about Airbnb. We are talking Uber, because I think that convenience wins all the time. Convenience wins all the time. So Amazon disrupted bookstores. Uber disrupted taxi services. Airbnb disrupted hospitality brands, whereas the CEOs and executives of hospitality brands are not willing to download social media channels to understand where the end users' attention is nowadays across social media channels, and they are wasting their money on TV, on billboard, and when you are driving a car, nobody's looking at those billboards, right? Nobody. I believe that I'm in the eyeballs and ears business. I'm very good at winning attention. I know how to connect with my audiences, and storytellers rule the world.
Right.
People who tell stories, they are at the forefront of innovation.
What are some other storytellers that you were inspired by?
Well, I have been inspired by Simon Sinek.
Simon Sinek. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar.
Yes, so I have been inspired by everyone who are at the forefront, of marketing, digital transformation, innovation. I mean, Peter Diamandis is amazing. He's a CEO of Singularity University, and I love Elon Musk. Elon Musk quote about work ethic. That. Elon said that if people work 40-hour work weeks and you work 80-hour work weeks, that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes for them a year to achieve.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, Alan, when I tweet this quote on Twitter, everyone starts complaining. Why? How come you can work like hell? How come no way? No work-life balance. But I sacrifice my life. I have sent 100,000 tweets. I posted more than 60,000 times on Instagram. I have I have posted a myriad of times on LinkedIn. I stroke while the iron was hot, and I capitalized. I used every channel to my advantage. WordPress, right? Tumblr, Blogger, I mean, Medium, all these channels, Snapchat. I have built my website, and the penny saved is a penny earned when it comes to building a meaningful business,
Yeah, you mentioned that you're not really spending a lot on this marketing. You're doing it organically.
No, I mean, I was on a shoestring budget in 2015, 2016, 2017,
Sure.
but I have saved up to build my website. It cost me like $4,000 to build my website. But now everyone sees that I'm a prominent speaker, famous, renowned thought leader. Mentoring, coaching, like sharing my practical insights. I'm now invited to work as a mentor and like a career coach to University of Westminster in London. I mean, I can open so many doors just because I have a great personal brand, and our business world and formal education say, I'm very disheartened when I meet students at top business schools and they rarely put out content, they rarely tweet, they rarely use social media channels for professional purposes. It is dismal, it is gloomy, just because they are wasting their money in useless MBAs, and those professors don't care to teach their students how to build personal brands, how to stand out in a noisy digital global marketplace, how to open the doors, how to raise capital, how to build a personal brand, how to become a public speaker. I mean, what they are teaching at business schools,
I mean, the only reason I want to push back on that is because I myself am in business school. And so it's not that I take offense to it. It's just that I don't necessarily believe that they're dead entirely. But in my experience, they have been changing a lot and trying very hard to adapt to all these constantly changing trends. So I just wanted to say that I see your point,
yes.
And I agree with you. But
yes, and Alan, for example, the ROI of basketball for LeBron James is billions of dollars, right?
Right.
ROI of social media is trillions of dollars.
Right.
You can build $1 billion company like Uber, next Airbnb. You can just if you strike while the iron is hot, and I'm preparing the ground, just to start building a big startup. Maybe I will open my marketing agencies, throughout the world. I mean, but now I'm very focused on speaking, building my portfolio, mentoring. I'm working 16 hours a day. I mean, I'm a solo entrepreneur. Nobody helps me, Alan, nobody.
Right. You're doing this, you're writing solo.
Yes, I do everything myself, I do partnerships, I do content creation, I do media interviews, everything. I do everything myself. Can you imagine? It is very laborious, very strenuous, and very, very exhaustive, but when there is a will, there is a way. I talk the talk and then I walk the walk.
You're full of advice, Vladimir, and I appreciate that for the young people out there. I will say it doesn't sound like everybody in the world can do what you're doing, the 16-hour grind set, if you will. Is there a way to start small for young people who are interested in becoming the next Vladimir B?
Yes, I mean, you need to think big and start small, and build gradually.
Right.
Yeah. So they say that great oaks grow from small acorns. So right. Big things always have small beginnings. I mean, of course, I take pride now in seeing the results that are as solid as a rock. But when I started in 2014, my results were goose egg,
Right. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people get stuck there or they stall out there, and it's hard to be consistent after that.
And Alan, patience is foundational for success, because right. I think you need to take one step at a time. You need to bear in mind that Rome was not built in a day. So week in and week out, months in and months out, year in and year out, you will build great business,
Yeah, it's a goal for many young people, I think, that wish to do what you're doing. And like I said, you're doing it internationally, which is really exciting. I'm curious if you've noticed like really big differences between the US and how your advice has been taken in the US versus how it's taken elsewhere. Does that make sense? Or do you want to reframe that question?
I think US market is a jewel in the crown nowadays, because the way they understand innovation, the way they collaborate, the way we build trust, right? It's incredible. And I can't build such partnerships nowhere in the world, nowhere. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I built I built a great reputation. That's why that has been that has been a bedrock of my success. That's my global reputation. That I have a great name. That I'm not a sales business. There are people who are in sales business, and there are people who are in brand building business, marketing business. Alan, I'm in a brand building business. I tweet because it builds my name, my reputation, my personal brand. I speak because it builds my name. For example, I mentor at accelerators and share my insights because it builds my personal brand. I'm in the yes business. Yes business.
Yes business. Okay.
Yes. There are people who are in no business, and there are people who are in the yes business. So I'm the yes business, I volunteer because it builds my personal brand. I share, I give away the best advice for free at accelerators, and it builds my name. It builds my personal brand. And there are not many people who are willing to work for free. For example, I have been invited to more than 15 podcast episodes throughout the world.
Right.
Of course, and every podcast appearance built my personal brand. Every. So I think every little bit helps when it comes to building a personal brand, because personal brand is a be all and end all in the digital economy. I think everyone needs to understand that,
It's part of it is consistency, and part of it is it takes you have to build it one by one. I have a lighter question for you as we start to wind down here, or not lighter, but just a different kind of question. So I tried asking you my usual, what is something people can't guess about you from LinkedIn, but it sounds like you're basically defined by your work right now. And one of the things that you did mention though is your reading habits. Can you tell people about your reading habits and why you feel like reading as much as you do is valuable?
Reading is very important. A good book holds a house of gold.
I like that.
Yes. So
how much are you reading a day, just for people at home?
Maybe 400 pages a day.
Impressive.
Yes. So reading is because it builds my knowledge, So learning is a treasure. Learning is a treasure that follows its owner everywhere, Whatever I learn on a daily basis follows me everywhere, Alan, everywhere. At conferences, or podcasts, everywhere, So I'm very honored. I take pride in my journey because I push self-education,
Right.
And whatever I learned at business schools is water under the bridge and no longer relevant in 2022, because we need to understand that if we attended business schools in 2010, and if we learn something, it no longer works in 2022. You need to keep up with the latest trends in technology and to stay at the top,
where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. Wow, it's crazy.
I know.
I think I will publish best-selling books.
Okay.
And I will start investing in startups.
Okay.
And I will be speaking at more conferences throughout the world. And I will have more fireside chats with media, because I have penchant, for fireside chats.
Right.
And life is very unpredictable, but I work hard on a daily basis, and the harder you work, of course, the harder and smarter you work, the luckier you get,
Right.
So my success is all about is like 99% hard work and 1% talent,
99% hard work, 1% talent. I love that, because not everybody feels like they have the talent. but everybody can put in the hard work. Would you say that's true?
Yes, because I think they say that practice makes perfect, and it's right? Because if you practice and if you believe in yourself, if you hit the ground running, if you go into overdrive, then you will see great results in the long term, right? So patience is all about, I think, building a great business is all about patience. And I love the quote of Jeff Bezos, who said that if you double experiments you do per year, you are going to double your inventiveness. So more experiments, the better.
Keep trying things, even if they don't always work. At least you tried them.
Yes.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're a big fan of a lot of these big billionaire types. Do you see yourself potentially reaching that level of income in your lifetime?
I don't know. I know it's very unpredictable, but I need to keep on learning. I need to keep on learning. I need to keep on surrounding myself with the right people. I need to keep on believing in myself,
Mm-hmm.
I need to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. So I'm doing my utmost every single day to make my dreams come true and to share my best insights with the world, and of course the United States, because I moved to the United States. I got my social security card. I got my work permit from the State Department. I worked for 4 months, 5 months, and I made lifelong friends, long-standing business partnerships with so many people. I'm a member of CMO Council. I'm also a member of AIM 10X, Innovators Network. And I'm also advisory board member of Wrestling Retail in Orlando, Florida. And it's amazing, remarkable achievement for me, Alan. I mean, if you check out the advisory council of Wrestling Retail in Florida, Orlando, you will see that I'm on the council. And well, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for small mercies, and these 2 years, 2021, 2021, 2023, were about my personal brand building, magazine appearances, podcast appearances, speaking at conferences, joining speakers bureaus, joining startup accelerators, judging award ceremonies, Alan, because I judged like $1 billion projects of American Business Awards, Prolific North Marketing Awards, Digital Revolution Awards. I mean, crazy ongoing projects. It is a race against time.
Again, well said, Vladimir. I respect your hustle and I respect your passion very much.
It's a race against time. It's truly, it's crazy. It's just incredible. You have to. Sometimes I finish a project in the nick of time. Because I have so many ongoing projects. Sometimes I don't tweet because I'm a one-man band and solo entrepreneur.
Yeah. Have you ever considered getting a team?
Yes, I hired like graphic designers, web designers,
Sure.
Different team. So, but, I take pride in my work because I'm now ranked #1 in the world. And if you check out Thinkers 360's top 50 global marketing thought leader live ranking, then you will see incredible people, like I will never compare myself to those people, because my achievements are a drop in the ocean, because of course, because they have like 10 best-selling books and like they have like 40 years of experience. But what sets me apart, Alan, is my passion, my fire, my perseverance, my discipline, my vision, my sleepless nights, because I was sleeping 4 hours a day in order to build a successful personal brand, So it is incredible because I'm going to publish more books. Alan, I would love to show you.
Oh, sure.
Yes, as I told you, I was featured in Inside Success magazine in Ohio, and the editor sent me a magazine issue to my country, and wow, when I see this. For example, this.
Wow. For those listening to the audio version, Vladimir has a magazine with himself in it. Himself is being interviewed in here. Wow.
Oh, it's just remarkable, It is a result of my hard work. This is a result of my hard work,
Right. There you go. Get yourself in a magazine.
My name is on the cover.
Inside Success magazine, front cover. Yes, wow.
Inside Success magazine. So I have been featured in many magazines, Alan, many magazines, and
yeah.
of course, my family members were in seventh heaven, when they read my interview in the magazine, and so I take pride in my journey, Alan, because my results speak louder than my words. The great Google results, great Twitter, great LinkedIn, great website. I have reinvested every penny in my growth. I have reinvested in self-education, Alan. In my books. So if you reinvest wisely, results will come.
Beautifully said. You're giving me lots of quotes to pull from too. Reinvest wisely, and results will come. That's
don't keep up with Jonases, and all things are difficult, and all things are difficult before they are easy,
mm-hmm.
And saying is one thing, doing is another. So we need to act.
Of course,
we need to walk the walk. We need to tweet. We need to take action. We need to share our videos with the world, because seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. I share my 48 videos with the YouTube world, and now more than 30 speakers bureaus throughout the world work with me. Why? Right? Because they see my passion, they see my dedication, they see my perseverance, they see that my #1 global marketing ranking is a jewel in the crown.
It's infectious, Vladimir. Your energy is infectious. I really think so, and I think that's partly what attracts people to you and your work.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this interview. And I wanted to share my best insight with you today, and to what extent I have transformed the marketing industry worldwide, and I have utilized my nature entrepreneurialism to become a self-made influencer. And everyone we see nowadays, everyone at the top is self-made. Everyone. Mm-hmm. As Jay Shetty, Gary, everyone, they worked incredibly hard, So I bought my MacBook in 2016. I bought I bought a video camera. I bought I built my website like $4,000, $5,000. I reinvested every penny in my growth.
Mm-hmm.
I quit Red Race. I told them, I'm rejecting your job offer because I'm going to build my dream, because I'm not going to build your dream. So time is precious. I will never turn the clock back. So my time belongs to my dreams and my goal. So I'm going to hit the ground running,
Wow, Vladimir, thank you so much for taking the time today, honestly, to speak to me and to hopefully give the AMA Boston community some useful insights. I really appreciate it.
We have an amazing influencer in Boston, Evan Kistel,
Mm-hmm. Evan Kistel, yeah.
Evan, I love Evan, and he inspired me so much through his Twitter content creation, and to what extent he has also pioneered marketing industry worldwide. And I know I'm going to visit Bean City in the future.
Of course, and we're happy to have you. Maybe you can come to an AMA event at some point. We'll be happy to have you.
So much. I hope that we will connect, and we will have a win-win partnership. And I look forward to connecting with everyone in Boston, which is an amazing city.
Yeah. Is there any final thing that you'd like to plug for people besides your website and your Twitter, which I'll be including in the show notes?
Well, social media is like a Swiss Army knife for business growth nowadays.
Yeah.
It has many tools, many keys. You can open almost any door in the world. You can build your personal brand. You can raise capital. You can rub shoulders with many successful people. You can become a public speaker. You can become a mentor. And now my talks are estimated in the ballpark of $40,000 and $50,000 throughout the world. I work with global agencies in the United States, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Finland, for example, Turkey, in Australia. I'm so honored, that social media and Twitter and my great tribe have put me on the global map, and now I use this to my advantage and to hit the ground running, to go places, to gain ground, to move up in the world. So if we want to become successful, if we want to build a personal brand, we need to become as regular as clockwork, you know, and to tweet consistently, to create content consistently, because consistent action creates consistent results. So 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, you will see great results, you know.
That's the goal. That's the dream, I think.
Yeah. So
well, thank you again, Vladimir, for being here. Like I said, I'll be including links to all of your work. And I think that's going to do it for our interview today. I usually, for folks at home, I include the plugs at the end if you want to hear about AMA Boston, how to get involved, if you want to get on the path towards being someone like Vladimir B over here.
yes.
We have the AMA Boston job board on our website. We also have some in-person networking events in the Boston area. We have the AMA Boston blog, where we have contributors from all over posting useful advice and educational things. And if you would like to be a volunteer or a sponsor, I'll be mentioning links at the end. So, Vladimir, thanks again.
I love the United States so much, because when I moved there when I was 18, and I started seeing the world faster, easier, clearer, and when you explore all avenues in New York City when you are 19 and you have nothing in your CV, you have this feeling in your bones. And I was motivated, by United States, by New York City, to build my career to such extent, and to build a great reputation about my personal brand, to show the world what I'm made of, to show the world my passion, my hobbies, I show the world who I am, because I'm myself. I build my dreams, I provide value to my audience globally, online and offline. So I'm very grateful to everyone for their support,
Absolutely. Thank you again, Vladimir. That'll do it for this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode of Talking Marketing and you want to hear more of our conversations with marketing professionals, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other major podcast platform of choice. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube as AMA Boston. And most importantly, if you'd like to support the work we do here, please consider becoming an AMA Boston member by heading over to amaboston.org/become-a-member. AMABoston.org is also the #1 place to find all of our work, including the AMA Boston blog, events calendar, job board, and a whole suite of ways to volunteer with our team. We get to keep doing this thanks to the support of listeners like you. Thank you.